What's up, party people of the world? It's your boy DannyVNCR again, and today we're playing The Monster Inside. I have no idea what this one's about. I got it off of Steam. Looks like it's chaptered though. Ooh, fascinating. I was not expecting that. Let's go over the options real quick. Gonna turn that V volume down real quick. Yeah. Alright, let's get right on into it, shall we? Monster Inside. An audio-visual novella. My head pounded, ears still ringing slightly. Some of the worst nightmares I'd had in years left me feeling like I'd been punched in the jaw. But just like any other day, I dragged myself to the office. It's giving me kind of that like, yeah, noir feeling. I dig it. I'm into it. Let's get into it. There's another notice on the door from Mayor Venetti's office. Permits out of date. They didn't like me much and were trying to drown me in paperwork. It was a slow month. Weeks since I had any real case to work on, so I passed the time pacing the office, smoking and staring at the mirror in the corner, safely covered with an old bed sheet. I mean, I think a mirror is just kind of do its own thing. You don't need to put a bed sheet over it. Oh, I jumped the gun. I don't dare look at my own reflection. I'm too afraid of what I might see. Afraid someday I might have to face what I really am. Yeah, the monster inside. Got it. The girl came in so quiet I nearly choked on my cigarette. Girl. Mister, please. You gotta help me, mister. Okay. Calm down now. Sit and... Oh, I should have read that first. Okay, thanks. It's just, no one will talk to me. I probably should stop with that affectation, but it's just so good. Just tell me your tale. I'm listening. That was a weird way. Just weird wording. She eyed me with just a dash of suspicion as I tossed back a handful of pills and chased them with a swig of whiskey. I could tell this might take a while. Her name was Lily. That's not how you spell Lily, but that's okay. She told me she was his mistress, the man all over the newspapers, the infamous banker, Mr. Reginald Farnsworth. Mr. Farnsworth was a drunk, philandering bastard, but this girl seemed genuinely concerned that he had recently gone missing. Less concerned about the fact that... I suck with reading things longhand, if you can't tell. Less concerned about the fact that Mr. Farnsworth's wife had just turned up dead in Central Park 2 nights ago. Lily. You don't understand. He just couldn't have done it. He hated his wife, but he couldn't have killed her. Everyone thinks it was him, and no one believes me. He's gotta be in trouble. Oh, I'm gonna stop with that voice now, but it was good while it lasted. I ain't saying I believe you, but what makes you think he's in danger? Case looks pretty simple to me. I'm gonna go with the first one. Well, Mr. Jack. Oh, so cliche. It's kind of like great though in that way. It feels more like believable to the time. Jack, whoever did that to his wife I couldn't help that one, must have been the one who took him. He would have never left without me. He promised me. I'm sure Mr. Farnsworth promised this poor girl a lot of things. Please, the cops won't listen to me and they want to bring him in on charges. You gotta prove it wasn't him before they find him. Honestly, I doubt they're in too much of a hurry. Farnsworth had practically the entire police force in his deep pockets, probably why they hadn't found much yet. If they found him and brought him in, it would be due to public pressure. Sometimes a mob with pitchforks is more dangerous than one man with money, okay? I'd say most of the time, yeah, but many might disagree. We'll go ahead and do this one. I can help you, but we'll get to the bottom of it. Don't you worry now. Oh, thank you, Mr. Jack. Thank you. But please, be careful. I don't think this was just any murderer or kidnapper. I think it was a beast. Beast. The word struck me funny, like when you jar your elbow on a hard corner. Not a word many use these days, except in hushed whispers and bedtime stories for children. Okay? Oh, they were real enough, all right. They just got better at hiding, controlling their unseemly urges. But I hadn't seen any monsters in nearly 15 years, back when I was still a cop myself. Yeah, we're gonna go with the third one. Leave the detective work to me. Let's not jump to any conclusions. I just have a feeling about it. Something tells me you can get to the bottom of it. You're good at this sort of thing. You just met me. Okay. Sure, can't you see how busy I am with cases? Like the case of the covered mirror? I replied a little too harshly. Sarcasm wasn't my strong suit. Yeah, clearly. I reassured her some more and sent her on her way. I didn't want to scare her, but I warned her before she left to keep her doors locked and call me if she saw anything suspicious. I didn't know if she was in any danger herself, but better safe than sorry. That night, I made my way down to Central Park. It was a long shot, but maybe there was something there the cops had missed. Okay. I mean, so far I'm into it. This is definitely, I'm feeling it now. This is going to be a multi-part series, but I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it. The scene was already picked clean by the cops days ago, but I've got a knack for finding things the others overlook. A knack. More of a symptom of a condition. Other, less useful symptoms I kept in check, but for the time being, my keen sense of smell would come in handy. It was faint, but I could smell it before I even approached the police line. The scent was less of a thing and more of an emotion. Seduction by Calvin Klein. A strangely familiar smell. It was semen and... okay. I expected the scent of trepidation or maybe even outright fear, but Mrs. Farnsworth seemed to have been at the height of pleasure when she left this world. Okay. Good way to go, I guess. Brought new meaning to crime of passion, or death by snoo-snoo. Pushing the thought from my mind, it was time to get down to business. Investigate the scene. Okay, alright, so I get to... oh, look at that. There's a giant circle telling me what to do. I want to look at this tree, though. There's a claw mark. There's a gag ball. Big enough for a werewolf. Muddy footprints everywhere. Difficult to pick out anything from the prints the cops left behind in their haste. Sorry about that. Kick the desk. But cops don't wear 2,000 pairs of carquinos? Okay, we're gonna go with that. It looked like Mr. Farnsworth was there that night and walked away on his own 2 feet. Okay. We got them claw marks. A burn mark? Are you sure? A burn mark on a nearby tree caught my eye. I ran my finger along its length and felt a chill down my spine. This wasn't just any burn mark. This was the mark of an ancient magic. It's doubtful the cops would have picked up on it. Could Lily have been right? Something unnatural was at play here. And if I know anything, it's ancient magics. But I was no stranger to the strange. Alright. After looking around for a while, I realized the park had given up all it was hiding from me. So I trudged back to my apartment and my head hit the pillow like it owed me money. Okay. So that was chapter 2. That was a quick one. My throat is getting really dry, so I'm going to enjoy some more of my vegan shampoo. This is a new one. It's not the same one. It's been a while. The next morning, I was reeling from another bout of ghoulish nightmares, but I tried to hide my discomfort when I saw Lily was already sitting outside my office. She waited wordlessly as I unlocked the door and ripped down another notice from the mayor's office. I motioned for her to step inside. Seemingly afraid of what I might say, she finally worked up the courage to ask, "So, what did you find?" I'm just gonna go with the first one. It just seems the simplest. Well, I've got some good news. Farnsworth might still be alive. I probably shouldn't have given her false hope like that, but she seemed like she needed something to hold on to right then. She didn't need to know about the mark on the tree. Yeah, that's what I was getting at. How do you know that? Where is he? Well, I did say might. Yeah, there was a sign at the scene that he'd slipped away. My tone was indifferent towards her as I turned and grabbed a bottle from my desk drawer. A dryness in my throat made it difficult to swallow my meds. But you don't know where he went? Do you think the news this morning is related? What news is that? You would think as a detective he would already know that, but obviously we don't, so... yeah, maybe you should tell me. Or whatever that said. They found the police chief's wife dead down by the docks. Good. They say it happened last night. Good. Let me guess, Chief Amato is missing too. My face might have betrayed a hint of satisfaction as she confirmed my suspicions, but it faded quickly. Amato was a shit cop and a shit chief. Yeah, I know a few. He was half the reason I left the force, but now his wife was dead, and I had more questions than I did the day before. The gears in my head started to spin, which wasn't helped by the splitting pain at my temples. I told Lily I needed time to work, and she slightly dejected, wanting more answers than I could provide. That night, after the cops had cleared out of the docks, I would slip down and see what I could uncover cornering Mrs. Amato's untimely demise. These chapters go by pretty fast, I gotta say. The cold air smelled strongly of salt and oil and... Could it be? Damn it. Sorry, hiccups. That smell again, like someone had bottled pure aerosol and used it as a perfume. Oh, I'm sorry, pure arousal. I'm an idiot. I don't know how I got aerosol out of that. It hit me... I'm still reeling over that. It hit me like a long-forgotten memory, but the sensual fumes soon gave way to a rush of adrenaline. I knew exactly what the scent reminded me of, and that scared me more than not knowing. I looked down at my hands, shaking. The nightmares. The headaches. No, I was better now. Reformed. It was him. He's a werewolf. Calling it now. Putting my chips on the table. I had to focus, no jumping to conclusions. Follow the evidence. Investigate the scene. Alright, well, we got some bugs. Don't look native to the area. Okay, let's see. All I'm seeing is a shadow. There, just there, the smallest piece of purple fabric. Well, now I'm glad the thing is pointing us out for us. Torn and caught in the splinter of a board. The police report didn't say anything about Mrs. Amato wearing purple. And it was certainly of a quality that you wouldn't expect down here. Don't see too many high society types around flaunting royal purple threads. Okay. Red Phoenix cigarettes. Same shitty brand I smoke every day. Everyone's got their vice. It's fair. I pulled out my own pack of reds and lit up. I could already feel another headache coming on, but looking out over the waves seemed to help me forget. The cold helped me push down the uncomfortable thoughts that had been bubbling on the top of my brain. Achievement unlocked. Complete chapter 4. There's been one of those for every chapter, if you're not able to see them. Oh, well, I guess I'm in the way. But, you know. I honestly don't remember the walk back to the office. Apparently I spent the night in my easy chair. The air from the docks lingered on my clothes. It was still dark out. No, I checked the clock. How long had I been out? Had I really slept through the entire next day? A newspaper was sitting under the door. As I stood to fetch it, it nearly fell over. A wave of nausea hit me like a ton of bricks. I am just losing it. I steadied myself and regained my composure. Before I even picked up the paper, I could already read the headline. Breaking, mayor missing, wife found dead. The fucker had it coming. 2 cases is a coincidence, 3 is a pattern. I don't think 2 cases is a coincidence. I'm just gonna say it. I think it can be a coincidence, but probably not. The cops would come asking questions soon. They knew I had a history of antagonizing all the victims. I mean, for that matter, for God's sakes, 1 murder isn't a coincidence. You know what I mean? It's a murder. It's a murder. So 2 murders that are practically identical involving big time players is very much not likely a coincidence. Okay, anyways, I'm getting too far off track. I stumbled to my desk and slammed back 3 days worth of inhibitor pills. I think it's pointing in the direction I was saying. I couldn't take any chances. I had to investigate the scene to be sure. No Lily today, huh? I threw on my jacket and went to the door. Lily caught me off guard on the other side. Jack, where are you off to? I've been trying to reach you all day. Yeah, let's go with this one. Sorry, Lily, but I don't have time to talk. I gotta go, doll, you see? I got a perp to catch, you see? Okay. Okay, but we need to talk when you get back. Stay safe. She gave me a soft kiss on the cheek. Why would she do that? Why would she do that? Okay, she gave me a soft kiss on the cheek as I rushed off. Part of me wanted to stay and tell her it would be okay, but it would be a lie. I think we're just going to run through this whole dang thing with how fast these chapters are going. Damn. The alley was located just behind the high-rise apartments where Mayor Vanetti and his wife lived. That's a sick-looking whip. Look at that. Carved out of clay. I could tell the police were spooked now. The crime scene was even sloppier than the last. They hadn't even bothered to submit the trash into evidence. Okay. Let's see. Well, the trash. Why wouldn't they at least look through the dumpster? It seemed untouched. No one wants to do the dirty work. But I know how to find the good stuff. Find an alley. There's a lot of it. You know what I'm saying? It really doesn't take long if you know what to look for. Lightweight bags usually mean someone was dumping documents. If you were lucky, they didn't bother to shred them. Okay. Jackpot, shell companies, shady stock trades, bribes. I knew Mayor Vanetti was crooked, but this was unbelievable. Unbelievable. And there was more. Letters between Mayor Vanetti and Chief Amato talking about me. How they were trying to get me shut down. They didn't like me snooping around crime scenes all the time. Well, they weren't here to stop me snooping around this one. Okay. Car. Do we have anything more to go with? It's just 2 things per scene, I guess. Vanetti's car. If he's still alive, why wouldn't he have left in his car? It didn't make any sense. I honestly wasn't too motivated to find him, but the stakes were too high, and my bet was edging towards the unthinkable. As I searched around for anything that might assuage my fears, I caught the scent again. It overwhelmed my other senses with undulating pleasure. It was intoxicating. A weapon used on the weak-willed. A weapon I knew all too well, though it had been many years since I had used it. It was pee. Was there another like me? Was I being framed? It wasn't possible, was it? I was taking my inhibitors. I was reformed. But the nightmares, the headaches, the memory lapses, I couldn't even trust myself. I started walking back out the alley when something shiny caught my eye. A watch. Not just any watch, though. My watch. Damn, man, I'm good. Verbatim. How long had my wrist been bare? Surely I just dropped it when I first came down the alley. I checked the time just before I left the office, hadn't I? Or had I used the wall clock? I couldn't be sure. I couldn't be sure of anything. So I ran. And I ran. I ran so far away. Yeah. I don't know why I ran back to the office. The cops would probably show up any minute to knock the door down and cart me away. They would put it together before long. Maybe it would be best for everyone if I simply faced my own reflection. Do it. But Lily was still there waiting for me. Jack, what's wrong? You look like you've seen a ghost. My own ghost came back to haunt me from the past, doll. You're not making any sense, Jack. Come, sit down. You don't understand. You're not safe around me. I took a good last look at her as I prepared to shove her out the door. I noticed she was wearing the same thing she had when she first came to my office 3 days ago. A beautiful purple dress. Odd that I hadn't really noticed before, but it made her seem out of place, out of time. And it was frayed around the edges, torn in places. Oh, I see. My chair caught my fall as my knees failed me. It was you. You're the monster. Succubus. Oh, Jack. We are one and the same, you and I. We are both monsters. I'm simply more honest with myself. There's no such thing as reformation. Those pills you're taking only make you dull. Beasts like us should never suppress our true nature as you have, Incubus. Okay, I wasn't expecting that. That was a little surprising. TBH. Those men were properly dead too, now I have figured. Wait, those men were properly dead too, now I figured. Okay, yeah. Well, if she's a succubus, yeah, absolutely. She probably took them to her lair and harvested their seed. So you've done all this just to wake me up? You could say that. Though it seemed enough just to have you doubt yourself. You believed you were still capable of such horrors, which means deep down you probably are. You can't escape it. Now I need you to complete the deed. You took my watch, messed with my head. Okay. Oh, don't act like I didn't do you a favor. Those men hated you and wanted you gone, and now they are gone. I mustered the strength to stand again, moving casually to the window by the corner. She was right about one thing. I was dull, weak compared to her. If I refused her and she attacked me, I was a dead man. I had to keep her talking. I've never met a succubus who seduces and kills women. Yeah, I was kind of surprised by that too. Oh please, such a 14th century stereotype. I don't discriminate when it comes to the pleasures of the flesh. Okay. But I do still need an incubus like yourself to take the tainted seed I've harvested from those awful men and plant it among the fertile masses for me. I don't think that's how the relationship of an incubus and a succubus works. But I'm also not super sure. And for that matter, I mean, they're acting like he's acting like he owns humanity, and I know they're not people. So, okay, whatever. I'm reading too much into it. I'm tired of draining my lovers just to survive. I'm ready to settle down and start a family. Ha ha ha. I don't fake laugh well. That maniacal laughter. Ha ha ha. I positioned myself carefully, making sure she was looking my direction. Sorry, but I'm not your guy. With a quick flick of my wrist, I whipped the old bedsheet off the corner mirror. Lily was blinded by her own reflection and sucked into the mirror with a painful, monstrous scream. Trapped. Shielding my own eyes, I pulled a revolver from my desk side drawer, aimed it at the mirror, and then blammo, I shot that shit right clean up. Okay. Now, I wonder if there are multiple... I doubt there's multiple endings. But I wonder... I doubt it. It doesn't seem like it. Okay, well. That was... I already forgot the name of it. Yeah, I mean, it was fun. It was interesting. I definitely don't do text horror. I don't know, I wouldn't call it horror. Suspense, really, if anything. But I don't typically do, like, text games too much. I mean, the last one I remember I did was The House Abandoned, and honestly, I did really enjoy that. Yeah, I don't know. It was good. I liked it. I wouldn't really say it was particularly nuanced, but it was interesting enough. I'll leave the link in the description as always if you want to try it for yourself, see if you get different results or anything else. But yeah, it was fun. I liked it. I had a good time. Hopefully you did too. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Subscribe if you haven't already. Please feel free to share it with your friends. Got some good videos coming up. Let me tell you, good videos coming up, and some changes coming soon, which I'll talk about more in those videos to come. Later, guys.